Beanbag here, the happy skateboarder. So today I'm going to be making a bearing cleaner. So if you're really cheap like me, like I'm known as a really cheap, I'll see you next Tuesday. So rather than spending like $18 or whatever they want for it, I'm going to just make one. So went to Bunnings, I bought some stuff. Yeah, let's see how we go. Is the Bones bearing cleaner container. As you can see, it comes with Bode Speed Cream. It's $32 on eBay. If you're not as cheap as I am, you could just buy it, but I reckon I can make one for a lot cheaper. And I don't have to wait for it to come in the postage. So that's how the bearings go onto it. I don't think that'll be too hard to mimic. Off to Bunnings.
Shark all loved up, Triple J.
Okay, so things you're going to need are shugu, little container with some water in it, 150mm or a little bit longer depending on what container you're using. Bolt, it's an M8 or a 5/16 that you want for the thickness of it. As for your pitch and thread, doesn't matter at all. A lighter, some spacers. Now I had some spare ones that were in an old set of wheels that I'm not using, so I've just used them. They can stay in here. Now you will want 8 of them, but obviously when you're pulling apart your set of wheels, normally you're gonna have spacers in them as well, so just reuse them. A wing nut that fits onto the end of your bolt. You're also gonna want a drill and an 8mm drill bit. Now 8mm, or if you're using imperial, you can also use 5/16. And last but not least, the actual container we're gonna be using. So I have cheaped out and just gone with Gatorade. So first things first, I'll get rid of this Gatorade and have a bit of a drink. I went with grape because that's my favourite flavour of Gatorade, that, and it's purple, so why not? Alright, now we get to drill a hole. So, if you're a bit younger, probably get one of your parents or somebody older that you know to do this. You could mark it out, and you could put a hole in the center if you really wanted to, like with like a pen and just dot it or whatever, but I'm not going to bother because it doesn't really matter. Try and get it as centered as you can and then just drill into it. Yeah, so there we have it. It's got a bit of a hole in it. It sort of fits, she's a bit tight. What I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to melt it a little bit. So with a lighter. Again, if you're younger, get a parent or an adult of some version to do this part for you. And do it in a well-ventilated area because you are burning plastic, so it's not exactly great for you. And the bolts, it's got a square end on it. So I'm going to melt the plastic and then try and get it to sort of squish against it, I suppose. So now that I've sort of melted that onto there, I'm just going to use a little bit of shugu to sort of stick it together. Now shugu takes about 24 hours to dry, so be aware of that. After you've used it, you're not going to be able to use it straight away. Also be aware that some of your solvents might eat at the shugu that you use for cleaning your bearings. Now when working with shugu, you just want to wet your finger before you get it on there. That's what I did just then. And then I'm just going to wipe this around pretty liberally, really. Might also put a little bit up on this lip as well. Again, make sure you're in a well-ventilated area when working with shugu. Just it isn't exactly the nicest smell. You could also use gum if you're a bit janky. And you want to set that off to the side to dry. Alright, so let's give it a crack. I've got one spacer already on there, just in there. So it goes spacer, bearing, 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 and then wing nut. Don't have to run it very tight. Boom. Goes goes straight in there. Lucky the wing nut fit, I didn't actually check that. So then you just put your solvent in there, shake it around, boom. Clean bearings. Quick and easy. If you're using bone speed cream, it'd be pretty easier too to add through these. So if you put them all in the right way, these are just old cheapo bearings that are on there at the moment. They're not the bearings I actually use. I'm actually running Bones Swiss 6s at the moment. So they've got a nylon side that you can put in cream, or I use graphite. Yeah, sweet. Hooroo.